Okay, so our master beekeeper Joe was here last Sunday. Today is Sunday. We're going to do another couple of hive inspections. This particular hive, we added some brood and some frames because it was really not doing well. We had a laying worker, we think, which is super frustrating. She's not supposed to be doing that. So her and her gang decided they were going to do their own thing. So he captured the queen. He put her in a clip just to protect her while we put new bees in. It's been a full week, so we're going to let her go today. Hopefully everything should be cool. We're going to check the sugar supply. Something tells me this one's probably about half full still because this hive really loved the sugar water, but I could be wrong. We already smoked them about a minute ago, 2 minutes ago. Give them a chance to... Oh, and this one is empty, which is actually, I think, a good sign for this hive. That means I think we got more activity.
Shake it off.
Bees are super... I'm just going to let them go over here, babe. Bees are super quiet right now, not a lot in the feeding chamber. That's because probably they didn't have too much food. I think this is a good problem for this hive though, because this hive is traditionally not really eaten that much. Things are much harder to deal with because lots of propolis, which is basically bee glue. We're going to need that again.
You want to leave it in it?
Yeah, I would just leave it. Okay, no queen here. She shouldn't be here. She should be in the clip. So we can act pretty quickly here, I think. She should be in the middle here somewhere. We'll take a couple frames out just to get closer to her. Yep, nothing there. We should see if anything's starting to be capped around here. There were eggs, they just weren't being capped. Yes, here's some larvae going here, a little bit. Not too much activity just yet. One of the reasons we added frames was because the queen was laying, but they didn't have enough worker bees because the working layer was laying drones, and they don't do anything of use in the hive. So we added more bees so that they could do the tending here, capping the brood, etc., cleaning it up.
This first frame is mostly empty. These guys are just
Now we got
around.
some honey happening here, which we really didn't have too much of last time, if I recall. They're drawing out the comb nicely, though.
Set that back.
Okay, I don't want to spend too much time in here because we're just basically freeing the queen.
I want to make sure that we're going to videotape and record. I don't see any eggs or larvae in this. This is food stores only. This is the third frame in. It's mostly food stores.
Here's one of the frames that Joe brought for us. This is where the queen is. She might have been freed by now. We'll physically see, and then we'll also check for eggs.
Did you take out the second one then, or no?
I did, I believe. I don't know.
I don't think you did.
Well, then I didn't. And she's been freed. She's not in the cage anymore, so that's good news.
Hang on.
We think, as long as they accepted her.
This is the third. That is the fourth. Don't put that back in yet. Okay, this one has eggs. I see plenty of eggs, one in each cell. It's pretty good right in the middle.
No queen in here.
Are you scanning for the queen?
Yeah, she is marked, right? In this one? Yeah, they're both marked. I don't see eggs on here. I don't see too much going on here as far as eggs go. You do see eggs?
I do see eggs on this one.
That's good. Where's this guy going?
Just leave it out for a second. Okay, this one has eggs. A little bit of workers going on at the top there.
They're pretty quiet right now. They don't seem to be minding us in here. I don't see a queen.
One thing that I see that's unusual here is there's a dent right there, and there seems to be some larvae that are pretty large that are not capped, and I don't know what that's about. Should be right in the middle there.
Oh, it might have been where the queen cage was before. See? It probably was on, that was just the queen cage.
Not the one that was in there just now. This is
where the queen cage was though,
you
but
set
see,
it right here?
but it was in between these two. That's why the dent was there.
You set it right here?
Yeah, but that's why the dent was there, babe.
Got it. Okay, so this is one of the combs that we inherited from the nuke. Everything is hatched. There's no signs of eggs or larvae. There's a lot of activity. Several bees deep.
We've got a lot of cat brood here, it seems. These might be from the old eggs, I don't know.
Here we go. There's a queen. There's the queen. See that right there?
Where's the queen?
Not the queen, but
queen cup.
Queen cup right there. See it?
Yep.
So queen cup.
Well, we've got a
being
lot
buried.
of cat brood here, Dave.
This is all empty.
There's a lot of cat brood here.
Just slide that to the side. I still see no signs of the queen. There were some eggs on that previous.
I don't see a lot of eggs.
There were eggs on one half of the previous frame.
It might be the laying marker though.
No, they were good pattern. Let me see this one. No eggs in this one, but this is cat brood. This one doesn't look like one of the ones we inherited. I think this one.
No. I think there were
one of the
eggs in
ones
here, now
that
they're
we
just
had.
capping them off.
Yeah.
Still no sign of the queen.
Oh, there she is. She's on this one right there.
Where?
So, should be at the top of the frame, about 3 or 4 feet. There, she's climbing up towards the top in the center. So she's healthy. They're leaving her alone, so they've accepted her. She's doing her thing.
Let me see her. If Joe were here, he'd be like, "Oh, there she is." He's just like,
She was here a second ago.
he's wicked.
There she is.
There where?
Top of the
Oh,
frame center.
right there. Okay, so she's doing her thing. I like to see her. I know it's like, you know, if you see eggs, you should know, but still, I like to see her. I say we get out of here. I think we've seen what we need to see. They don't need a second brood box yet, for sure, but they're on their way now, so that's
So
good.
this frame right here, this is frame. Don't push that out yet.
But I have to put this one back in.
Yes, but I don't have this in yet, and I still want to look at the next two
Why?
because I want to look at them and get this thing going. So this frame right here, which is number 6, has a huge amount of capped brood. This was one of ours. I think it was probably from the other hive. Looks pretty healthy. There's no eggs. We do see the queen, but there's no eggs being laid yet.
She might have just been freed within the last couple days, though. It's just hard to say. But this doesn't look as sickly as it did last week, that's for sure. This hive looks much better, I would say, wouldn't you?
Yep.
So they're drawing some out, starting to draw it out.
This frame's light. There's very little comb on.
Other side is pretty good. There's other side on the... He checkerboarded, don't forget, so...
He did.
So it's not unusual that we would see... I don't know, do we need another brood box?
Not on this one yet.
You don't think?
There's nothing on one side,
Okay, no.
partial on the other.
There's a full one-sided one here. I don't know, next week we might need another brood box on this one, I'm thinking.
Depends on the population. This one is nothing going on. Nothing going on this
So
side.
I only see 2 full frames with nothing happening.
Nothing going on.
Everything else has something happening.
Nothing going on.
So I thought it was 8 out of 10.
Correct.
But we only have this one and this one with nothing happening. Everything else has something happening. So how are you saying we don't need another
They're
box?
not. He said 8 out of 10 drawn out, and this one's not drawn out. That one's not drawn out.
That's 2.
And then there's
A half of 1.
this side's nothing drawn out on it. Half of that side. This one, nothing drawn on that side.
So we're just about there.
Yeah. Okay, let's slide the rest as a group.
I would want to take a look at this though, maybe midweek, because you don't want them to get the idea that they need to swarm.
I think that'll be alright.
She's not laying that. There's not that many eggs
There's
though.
not up top. See, this whole section right here has no bees on the top. Before, when we opened the other one, the whole thing was covered. So we found the queen. I found one side of one of the frames that has some eggs laying in good pattern.
He likes to space them out just a little bit. Should we just let it go?
I like pushing the from our other class, they put half of the dead space on each end.
That's what I'd prefer. It's easier to deal with.
Okay, so that's good. Let's put
Okay,
back
so
in.
this hive's good to go. We're gonna feed it. I'll take the sugar container down, and I can always bring the sugar water back up. That's fine. I'm gonna check this hive more often now that I know the population is building and they seem to be dealing with the sugar water right now. So I'm gonna take that to the bank, and I'll check this hive again. I'll feed them today. I'll check them again Thursday. Today is Sunday. That should be about right.
Hive seems pretty calm.
Hive's pretty, yeah.
I saw him get agitated at the very beginning, but they seem to calm back down.
This is a good time of day to inspect. It's what, about 11?
Good for us because it's not super hot.
Yeah. So good. This is good news for now. I'll take it. Looks like our water supply is getting down there.
Okay, so what do we need to do on this one, Dina?
This one, we're just going to feed it and check it in a week. I think we're good to go.
Okay, shutting off.